So depending on the number of cells present in one organism, the organisms can be divided into two major categories. So what are the two major categories? The organisms can be of unicellular type and multicellular type. Okay, unicellular and multicellular. Now, if the particular organism is made up of a single cell, the whole body is made up of a single cell. Okay, so body is made up of single cell, then they are called as the unicellular organism. Now what is a multicellular organism? If many such single cells, they combine, they join and they form different parts of the body and they make one single organism, they are called as multicellular organism. So here body is made up of many cells. Okay, body is made up of many cells. Clear? Okay. But whatever the condition of the organism, whether it is a single celled organism or it is a multicellular organism, in all the type of organisms, the particular cell, the structure, what we are discussing in this chapter, the cell has to perform some functions. Clear? So the cell is carrying out the life process, and because of that, whether it is a unicellular organism or a multicellular organism, they all are surviving because of the processes which are taking place inside every single cell. If it is a unicellular organism, that one cell is capable of doing all the work. If it is a multicellular organism, many cells combinedly, they will be having the distribution of work and they carry out different functions, so the organism is surviving. Now, when we talk about the multicellular organisms, the multicellular organisms may have cells of different types in their one single body. The cells may vary with shape and size. It may be of different shapes or it may be of different sizes. In different parts of the body, the cell size may vary depending on the function of the particular cell, or the shape of the cell also may vary, which is required for performing a particular type of function. Like when we talk about the cells which are present in a normal part, the skin or someplace, the cells will be very rectangular shaped cells or spherical cells we can find. And when we talk about the nerve cells, the nerve cell have a specific structure. In lower classes, you have studied about the neurons. The nerve cells, they will have a specific structure. So later, we will be discussing about the nerve cells, how they look different from each other. So that we will be discussing later. Clear? So shape, size, both can be different for the cells in a single individual also, depending on their requirement, depending on the function they perform. Right? Okay. Now the next is the cells, they exhibit a characteristic which is called as division of labor. Now what is this division of labor? Right? So we'll write division of labor. Now when we talk about this term, division of labor, in multicellular organisms, the division of labor is found in all parts of the body. That means every part of the body is assigned for a particular work. The work has been divided by the body, right? So every organ in our body is not doing all the work for our body. Clear? The particular organ will be doing a particular function for the body. So in that way, all the organs have been given some work by the body. The heart will do its work, whereas the lungs will do its own work. The lungs will not do the heart's work or digestive system's work. Clear? So stomach will carry out its own work. So we have different systems. We have different organ systems. Right? So we have a complex system which is working in a coordinated manner. And that is what is called as the division of labor. The body has divided the labor, the work for different parts of the or different organs of the body. Clear? So when heart is taking care of the transportation work, the lungs is taking care of the respiration work, the alimentary canal is taking care of the digestion work. Similarly, the cell is also exhibiting the character which is called as division of labor. Clear? So cell as a whole, single unit, it can also distribute the work to different parts and it can sustain on its own. In a broader sense, when we discuss we are surviving, it is because each and every cell in our body is surviving. We are living because each and every cell in our body is living. They carry out the function in a tiny level, in a very ground level, which is contributing for the higher level, for the organs in the higher level. If cells are not surviving, we also cannot survive. So cells also have their own division of labor. They also divide the work, they also carry out all the processes that takes place in the complex organism. You take the example of respiration, you take the example of digestion, take the example of transportation, excretion, all the work is completed, is done by every single cell in our body. Right? Cellular respiration is also there. You have studied in lower classes, class 7 you have studied. Cellular respiration is there. Right? So cell carries out respiration. Transportation work is also there. Cell transports materials from inside to out and outside to in. And cell also excretes the unnecessary materials. It removes the nitrogenous waste from the cell. It removes carbon dioxide from the cell. Any toxic material the cell can remove from its part. Right? Cell digestion. It also carries out digestion. Whenever the nutrients, the materials that is needed, required, the cell absorbs the required materials. So this is how the cell also maintains a system. Even though it is a small entity, a small tiny structure, it also maintains a system, survival system which carries out different processes. Clear? Okay. Now we have a small idea, a brief idea about the cell. Now let us go a little bit deep into that and see what are the different parts of a cell. So we will do the parts of a cell. Okay, cell has three major portions. Clear? So first one is the plasma membrane. Okay, second one is the cytoplasm, and the third part is called as the nucleus. So these are the three major regions inside the cell. The outer layer, the outer covering membrane is called as the plasma membrane, and the next part, a fluid jelly-like part, it is called as the cytoplasm. And inside the cytoplasm there is one more structure which is called as the nucleus. Clear? So in the next video we will be going into the details of all these structures and we'll be discussing how they perform different functions for the cell.